We have made it to the end with our Colorado position previews. This is our last one, as we're going to wrap things up with the offensive line. Maybe the hardest position group on this team to project, because they have a lot of guys with college experience, but not a ton of Power 5 experience. I don't know where this line is going to shake out, but we're going to try to take a stab with my predictions here of how this line is going to look. And let's go with the starting five. I think we're going to start with Jared Christian Lichtenhand at left tackle. He's a holdover from last year, a guy that keeps getting better. Took over that spot last year, played okay. I think that he is a guy that is still progressing, though, and I see him being that starting left tackle for this group. At left guard, I'm going to go with Tyler Brown, the transfer from Jackson State. He knows Coach Prime. This staff knows him very well. Obviously Shedeur Sanders knows him well. He's blocked for Shedeur and Savion Wilkerson and all those guys. Tyler Brown is a fan favorite type of guy, a workhorse, strong work ethic. I think he's going to be your starting left guard. At center, I'm going to go with another returning Buffalo. That's Van Wells, who started most of the year as a true freshman last year. There's going to be some good competition there, but I think Van Wells winds up being your starting center. I expect him to be better even than he was last year. Had a rough start in the first game or two, but really came on late in the season. So I think he is your starter there. On the right side, I'm going to go with both the transfers from Kent State. They played for Coach O'Boyle last year at Kent State, obviously, as well as Coach Sean Lewis. But Jack Bailey, I'm going to put him at right guard, and Savion Washington at right tackle. Those two guys have played next to each other for most of last year. There's some comfort there. I see those two guys being in that starting lineup. And now, but there are several guys I think that could wind up being starters. And I think that I don't know how good this group's going to be, but there's certainly talent there, and the competition this fall is going to be intense. And I think one of the guys to look out for is Landon Beebe, the transfer from Missouri State. He's a guy with a lot of experience, and he comes to Colorado to play his final year. If he's not a starter, he's going to be a very good depth piece at center and guard. Reggie Young is another transfer. This is his last year in college. He's been a couple different places, was at Liberty last year. He's going to give them some depth as well. And then you have four guys that were in the junior college ranks last year. They're coming in here and going to give it a shot and try to win a starting job here and provide some depth as well. And that starts with Isaiah Jada. And then you got Kareem Harden, Jeremiah McCrimmon, and Jack Wilty. And I think any one of those guys could wind up being starter potential. They obviously were last year. Some of them were award winners in junior college All-American type of deal. So they certainly have proven themselves at lower levels, but we just don't know how they're going to be moving up to the Power 5. It's obviously very different there, but that group is going to be interesting to see, those four junior college transfers. Then you have a guy like David Connor, who came from Florida, but it sounds like he's injured and could be out for a while. Don't know if we're going to see him at all this year. And then a couple of young guys. Carter Edwards is a returning buff, a redshirt freshman, and Hank Zelinskis is a true freshman, the only true freshman on the offensive line this season. Provides some depth as well. So to recap, I think that starting group is Tank at left tackle, Tyler Brown on the right side, at left guard, Van Wells at center, and then the two Kent State guys over on the right side. But again, I do think it's going to be a lot of competition in fall camp for those starting spots, and I think that group could be totally different than what I'm projecting here, because I think there's a lot of talent and a lot of unproven talent that we just don't know what they're going to look like yet. But it's a big fall for that group.